wanderers, and we're off on our big trip to Glacier National Park. We got up this morning pretty early. We got hooked up. We're all ready to go. We're following Ellie, our friends Mike and Liz, and we are off on a 3-week adventure. So today our adventure takes us to a campground called Oasis in Broadus, South Dakota. Our plan is to drive up to Iowa, cross Iowa, pick up Highway 29, and head then west from there. And we're going to stop in about 6 or 7 hours at a place called Oasis Campground. It's our first stop on our trip to Glacier National Park. So we stopped here at this little rest stop in order to have a little bit of lunch. It's about noon and we are just outside of Sioux City, Iowa. It's a great day for traveling. It's about 73 degrees, clear skies, no wind. It's a great omen for our trip. We're about 4 hours into our trip and we've stopped to have a little bit of lunch right outside of Sioux City, Iowa. We're going to head up to Sioux City, go all the way to Sioux Falls, and cut over on Highway I-90 and end up at the Oasis Campground. Most of the day in the car. It's about 4:30. We've been driving just about 8 hours, which is one of the longest days that we've got to drive on our way to Glacier, and we are almost ready to stop in Okama, South Dakota. All of a sudden we went from flat farmland of South Dakota to some rolling hills, so it looks like we're in the foothills of the Black Hills in South Dakota. Here we are at Oasis Campground. It's right off the Interstate 90 in South Dakota. Here's Mike and Liz set up, and here's Belle. It's a full hookup campground, but we're not taking advantage of that because we think it's supposed to rain tonight and we don't want everything to get wet. We're just here for one night, so we've got water hookup and we have our electric hookup, and we're probably just gonna walk up to the bathhouse if we need to use the bathroom. So we have decided to take our very first walking adventure on our trip and walk from the Oasis Campground down to Al's Oasis. Here we are on day 2 of our journey. We had thunderstorms last night, and so we woke up this morning to a little bit of rain. So we finally got everything cleaned up. Everything's just a little bit wet, and we've got on the road. On our way to Montana tonight, we sleep in Montana. Quick note, what you should always do before you leave camp is check your backup camera. We thought we had everything all taken care of. We double checked. And once we got on the road, we had no backup camera. So then we realized that Sandy did not put in the pigtail, which was pretty dangerous because, of course, without the pigtail, you have no backup lights, no brake lights on the trailer, and you can't see behind you. So we had to pull off and fix that minor little glitch. And now we're off on a little cloudy day to head towards Glacier National Park. So we're in South Dakota. You can see the sky takes up the majority of the view. You can just about imagine what this would be like if this were all tall prairie grass and you were driving a covered wagon across the prairie. Very lonely looking land, but beautiful.
So what do you want to do with that extra hour we just got?
And Mike just told us on the walkie-talkie that we have gained an extra hour. We are now in mountain time. So here we are at Wall Drug in South Dakota. We decided to stop for gas, and we were about 4 blocks from Wall Drug, so it's like, why not? And we have great photo of the jackalope. There's a splash park for the kids, all kinds of crazy things.
I'll have a nickel.
We're finally in Montana. We've seen sheep, and we've seen a lot of cattle, and we've seen some pronghorn antelope. You can see that there are hills and valleys and little outcroppings of rock. This is the view from Wayside RV Park in Brodus, Montana. We drove through South Dakota today, cut right across the corner of Wyoming, and ended up in Montana. And here you see we're all set up at Wayside RV Park. Mike's up trying to fix a leak on his roof. We were supposed to have sites 1 and 2, but somebody's already in site 1, so they said just take sites 2 and 3.
We do field service.
Yeah, field technician. I was going to say, Ron, are we...
So if you are in need of RV repair, just contact Mike and Ron's RV Repair. We fix it. Right? Here's the office at Wayside Campground. It's a pretty laid back, chill kind of place. You just put your money in the slot, fill out the little form that tells which campsite you're in. There's a barnyard of ducks and maybe a rooster. Here's the restroom shower area. Clean, nothing fancy, kind of rustic. This is the 3rd day of our great expedition to Glacier National Park. Last night we stayed at Wayside RV Park near Brodus, Montana. Got up this morning early and we're headed to Great Falls, Montana. Gonna take a stop at a camping store so Mike can get some sealant for his roof, and then we're gonna go to camp there, and then the next day, tomorrow, we'll head to Many Glacier in Glacier National Park. So we're driving through Montana, and on this hillside here you can see the evidence of forest fires. But as devastating as the forest fires were, you can also see the new growth. So all of a sudden it seems like it's gotten pretty mountainous. The mountains we saw in the distance, we're driving through the tops of those mountains. So we're getting to the western part of Montana. We have about 38 minutes left of our drive today to get us to Great Falls. And then tomorrow we have a short drive to get us from Great Falls to Many Glacier. Montana is certainly a very wide state. Takes a long time to get across. So here we're all set up at Great Falls RV Park. This is our site. It's a nice pull-through site, fairly level. We had a little bit of leveling to do. No trees, that's the bad part. The other ones over there, it looks like that's the older part of the campground, have nice trees and it's nice and shady. There's Mike and Liz. They are happy because they got the caulk for their roof to fix their leak, and there's nothing worse than that going on with their RV. So this is the office to the Great Falls RV Park in Great Falls, Montana. They have showers and laundry right here. And they have quite a few spots. These spots here are back-in spots and they are paved. We're staying in a pull-through which is gravel, which looks like it's in the newer section. They have water, full hookups. Looks like it's a mixture of people who are here for like long periods of time and people who are just passing through. But then it looks like there are people who are maybe here full-time, or at least for extended periods of time. Some have gardens set up. Maybe they're here for the season. Don't know. People RV for lots of reasons. This is the exit. The entrance is right up there, and we're camped right over in that general area. And now we're taking a little walk under the bridge to the bar. Just to be clear, when we asked about the bar at the front desk, they said it was a very family-friendly place. So we are not looking to go bar hop, go crazy.
My hope list is they still are brewing moose drool, and it's available.
This
We are in
north,
Montana.
it is possible. Mike has informed us that this is the Missouri River, our Missouri River, but in Montana. There we are, the Missouri River
There's Huck.
in Montana.
So, as Liz carefully pointed out, we crossed the Missouri River in South Dakota, and now we've crossed it in Montana.
Well, we crossed it over when we got to...
Yeah, and we crossed it in Iowa too.
Oh, look at this cute little place.
There's a food truck.
So there's a food truck.
I think that's a party venue.
Oh, that might be a party.
Yep.
Well, let's just go in. The day has finally come. We got up this morning at Great Falls RV Park in Great Falls, Montana. We got on the road a little bit early, and today we're headed to Glacier National Park. We have about, according to my calculations, 2 hours and 37 minutes. We're going to get there early, which is nice because we want to get all set up for our week in Glacier and then have a little bit of time to explore the area. So we're passing through Montana. You can see lots of ranches, lots of hay, lots of wheat, lots of flat ground, and in the distance you can see the buttes and the mountains. We are following Ellie again. And I must say that one of the things that Mike insisted we bring on this trip was a set of walkie-talkies. And Ron and I, to be honest, scoffed at the idea, saying, we don't need walkie-talkies. But hey, if you can invest in about a $30 investment in a cheap set of walkie-talkies, it really does make the caravanning a lot easier. Of course, you can do it the old-fashioned way and just follow the elephant in front of you, but the walkie-talkies make it nice.
In a quarter of a mile, keep right.
The other thing we have really decided that we love on this trip is our navigation system.
Keep right.
Especially when you get in those interchanges around big cities. Of course, you can follow the map. There's the sign, Glacier National Park, 120 miles. So we're on the final approach to Glacier National Park, and the views are stunning. It's so difficult to capture them on film. This side of the car overlooks the valley. The mountains are on the other side of the car. We are in Blackfeet Indian Reservation territory, and on the left of us is Glacier National Park. We're going to go through the town of St. Mary. In the town of Babb is where we're going to turn off and go to the Many Glacier entrance.